Hey, so hopefully you've had an opportunity to go through your problems on 4.8 application. We're going to go ahead and go over some big ideas of our lesson together and then look at the application answers. So some important ideas from our lesson are completely randomized design. We know that a randomized design has random assignment. The size of the groups are the same, and we have a response variable that can be measured. To perform a simulation to check the results of our randomized design, we'll use Stacklet to simulate many studies or many experiments. Then we're going to check the percent of dots that are greater than or equal to our value of interest. So in our last example, remember, is at 2.9 centimeters, and we didn't have any results above that. So sometimes you will have results in your simulation above your value of interest, and as long as they are there's no more than 5%, you can conclude that your results are statistically significant. So to say something is statistically significant, it means that the differences between groups is too large to have happened by chance. It was because of one of our treatments, not just because of chance. All right, so our application for this lesson says, does fish oil affect blood pressure? To see if fish oil can help reduce blood pressure, males with high blood pressure were recruited and randomly assigned to different treatments. 7 of the men were randomly assigned to a 4-week diet that included fish oil. 7 other men were assigned to a 4-week diet that included a mixture of oils that approximated the types of fat in a typical diet. At the end of the 4 weeks, each volunteer's blood pressure was measured again, and the reduction in diastolic blood pressure was recorded. The differences are shown in the table below. Note that a negative value means the subject's blood pressure increased. All right, so we want to outline a completely randomized design for this experiment. And when they say something like outline a randomized design, you can use a flow chart, or if you have an easier time writing a list since you're on Google Docs, that will be fine too, as long as you can see the flow of the experiment and the structure of the randomized design. So we start with our sample population, and that's 14 males with high blood pressure. We use a random assignment. So remember, that's important to indicate that we are using that random assignment. And we use that random assignment to split the males into 2 groups. The first group received the treatment of fish oil, and the second group received the treatment of mixed oil. Then to determine our results, we compared the mean differences in blood pressure. The second one says calculate the mean reduction for each group and the difference in mean reduction. So fish oil minus the mixture oil. So the mean of our fish oil was 6.571, and the mean of our mixture oil was negative 1.143. So again, the negative means that the blood pressure actually went up. So we find those differences, and we see that there's a difference of 7.714. So now we have to decide, what do those results mean? Did that happen just by chance, or is it because we gave them to 2 different types of oil that produced that change in blood pressure? So we have a simulation here to see the differences in means, if they're likely to occur due to chance variation in the random assignment, assuming that the types of oil doesn't matter. We're going to use the results of the simulation to determine if the mean differences from part B, from number 2, is statistically significant, and then we're going to explain our reasoning. So I have labeled on our simulation here that this is 7, and so our value, our 7.714, would be about here. So you can see we have about 2 values that is greater than our difference. And so we know that since there are 100 trials, that would be 2 out of the 100 additional simulated trials. That would be 2% of our results our differences were higher than our difference. So we can say that since that's below that 5% threshold, that our results are statistically significant, that a mean difference of 7.714 or greater only occurred 2% of the time in our simulation, making those results statistically significant. And that is it for our application. There is a practice worksheet on Google Classroom. So feel free to work through that and then check your answers with the key. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.